We're joined this afternoon by women's basketball head coach Mike McDevitt, who's about to enter his 20th season here at St. Joseph's College. Coach McDevitt, you've had a couple of preseason games, plenty of practices headed to your season. Maine Machias at home on Saturday. Just kind of talk about expectations for the year.
Yeah, I think we feel like we're ready. 20 practices and 2 scrimmages. We've come along real nice. Been playing hard. Been very happy with the results in the scrimmage, so I'm looking forward to Saturday. It should be fun.
And what would you say of 3 newcomers this year? Plenty of returners, a lot of talented players coming back. Talk about the new class you have coming in.
Yeah, I'm real pleased with the freshmen to date. I hope that all 3 can potentially help us at some time or another. But as I look at the group as a whole, I think we're going to be the type of team that's going to be fun to watch. We're looking to extend the floor both offensively and defensively. We're going to press a little bit more. We're going to look to run a little bit more. So I'm kind of hoping that the fans see a little different team than maybe they've seen the last couple of years.
And last year, certainly a very successful season for the women's basketball program. 20-8 overall, 12-1 in conference play, and made it all the way to the championship game in the GNAC tournament. How does a team build off of last year's success looking into this season?
Well, certainly having made it to the championship game last year, that's a goal that this year's group would like to attain as well. And I think the advantages are, once a team has experienced that, they know what it takes, they've gone through it, there's a little more confidence, and I think with a large group of returners that have been there before, they're certainly excited to try to get back there.
And speaking of last year, of course, some 4-year or 3-year in the case of Valley Parent, Megan McDevitt, your daughter, of course, Ashley Giel, a core there of 3 players that played a huge role in this program's success. How do you go about filling the points, the rebounds, all those things that left when they graduated? Well,
hopefully we had some players that were in place that were playing with and at times behind those 3 players that now it's their time. And hopefully the sign of a growing program and an improving program like ours is that when you do graduate good players, the hope is that you have good players ready to take their place. And I think that's the case this year. We had 2 or 3 players that will be starting this year that played in backup roles last year that are ready to kind of step forward and leave their mark on the team.
And last year, of course, was a very, very difficult schedule. So many games against eventual NCAA tournament qualifiers. And this year, again, looks to be a tough slate of opponents, including a trip down to Florida for a couple of games during Christmas break. Just kind of briefly discuss what your schedule looks like this year and that Florida trip.
Well, the goal, hopefully, is that you're out of conference games, prepare you for your conference games. Those 13 games that we'll play in conference are the most important games. So we do have some pretty good out-of-conference games that should challenge us and show us what we need to work on. The trip to Florida is something that we've been planning for 2 years now since our last trip to California. It's kind of a twofold trip. One, obviously, is a competition of which Warner Southern and Weber are 2 NAIA programs, scholarship programs. I expect that probably be 2 of the better teams that we play all year. But secondly, and probably even more important than the competition, is the time that the team will get to spend together doing some fun things outside of basketball, whether it's a theme park or just hanging out together as a team. I think that's real important to the development of our team as well.
So you're going to play 2 games down there, and how long? 10 days a week. How long do you spend?
We're down there 6 days, but 2 of those are travel days. We've built in 2 recreational days, I guess, where we're going to an NBA game. We're going to Universal Studios, SeaWorld. So some pretty full days. When I travel, I don't like sitting around the hotel room. I like getting up, getting out, and we'll take full advantage of the 4 days that we have of being there all the time. So outside of those games, we've got a lot packed in that hopefully the kids will really enjoy.
Certainly a great time of year to to head south and get some warm weather in.
Absolutely.
The GNAC preseason poll was just released a couple of days ago. Your team ranked 4th in a very close, kind of top-heavy poll. What do you think of that ranking, and how do you feel about the strength of the conference this year?
I think it's kind of hard to put a lot of, emphasis on those preseason polls. Really, nobody knows, who's, how good their freshmen are, or even a transfer. So it's really based on last year's performance. I think for us to be rated 4th after having lost, 3 real key contributors speaks well to the program. But I'm not really sitting back thinking, oh, great, we're, 4th or potentially even a top 2 or 3 team, and we can just kind of breeze. There's a lot of good games that we'll see in the conference. So we need to earn that ranking, and that starts on Saturday by, coming out and putting forth a good effort against Wachanas.
All right, well, Coach, thanks so much for your time, and good luck Saturday and the season.
Great, thank you.